Still Own Me. Emerson Tribe, Kicks 105.5. Good morning to you. I'm Sean Knight, and joining me as he does Wednesdays at 7:50 or somewhere thereabouts.
Yeah, whatever we get on, that's fine.
Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance Agency in downtown St. Johnsbury. Check him out. If you want, you could just stop in and actually sit and talk with him or his wife about insurance policies that you probably should know more. Be informed. Information is power. And Mike actually trekked through the snow to come visit us today and didn't bail out. I have some friends who actually took yesterday as an inclement weather day. And I'm like, are you kidding? Really? Inclement weather day? Like,
do you remember when we all used to be men?
Yeah. Well, speaking of that,
think of a better word, but anyway.
You have a great outfit on today.
You like that? My muck boots?
Dress shirt, dress pants, baseball cap, and muck boots. On the top and on the bottom, bro, something went horribly awry. I'm just saying. I'm
cash on the top, cash on the bottom, and all business in the middle.
All business in the middle. Speaking of casual and having fun, snowmobilers might be starting to get their pulse back because, as you know, they've had months. I didn't even say days or weeks, months now, where they've just been like, nope. What is it called? I don't own a snowmobile. Do you own a snowmobile?
Interestingly enough, yes.
Okay.
For the first time, I owned a 1981 Yamaha SRV. Had the time of my life. Had it for like 5 or 6 years when I was in my late teens, early 20s. And since that time, have had nothing. 3 weeks ago, I found what I hope was a great deal.
When there's enough snow.
Yeah, so I've got a 2001 Polaris Classic 700.
Okay.
Got some high mileage, but the owner took extremely good care of it from what I could tell. So I'm looking to have some fun with that. So a really timely thing because I love snow anyway. I'm a skier. But I wanted to try the snowmobile again.
I used to be a skier, and then Twinkies and Fritos became my friends. Now I just roll down the hill, and I don't need anything underneath my feet. But if I decided to go buy a snowmobile, is that something, aside from the cost of XYZ maintenance and actually purchasing it in the trailer and the whole works?
It ain't cheap.
Is insurance for a snowmobile inexpensive?
It depends on...
It's not like a car, is it?
It's not like a car, no. So snowmobile policies, and a lot of people don't truly understand the proper way to do a snowmobile policy or to get a snowmobile policy. Many people, for obvious reasons, they think, well, I'll get a snowmobile policy for when it snows, and I'll cancel it for when it melts. That's fine. I mean, but snowmobile policies are actually written... based on what the companies have found statistically to be the average amount of riding time in a season for your region. Because, again, we rate all policies based on your region. So once we realize we're in the Northeast Kingdom, well, what's the average amount of time you'll statistically ride a sled?
Statistically. Not this time, but statistically.
I will tell you now that if I wanted to have liability medical payments... basically, I've quoted policies that are identical to an auto policy in terms of having proper liability coverage to protect me if I cause bodily injury or property damage to others, uninsured motorist coverage if somebody hits me and doesn't comply with the state of Vermont law saying you have to have insurance on a trail, that I would have protection just like I would in my car if they didn't have insurance for my bodily injury or property damage. Medical payments would be if I sustained an injury on the snowmobile regardless of how it happens, as long as I sustain the injury, whether I'm at fault or not. I'd have up to the limit of coverage there. And then I did comprehensive and collision, just like you would in an auto policy.
Okay.
For me, it was about $219 for the year.
Okay.
Which is pretty...
Jiminy, Chatty Cathy. I was just looking for $219. Now, you could have spit that out 5 minutes ago.
No, because if I went right to the price, I would not be giving you any information, and it would just be all about price, and that's not what we're about.
Okay. So that's really inexpensive. That's, what?
Yes and no. There are people out there who claim, and I want to look into this myself, that they can get it a lot cheaper. And if that's the case, I'm going to look around and see if I can get it cheaper too. But so it does average in price. I've written snowmobile policies for as little as $75 to $95 a year for liability only on an older snowmobile, all the way up to a couple thousand.
You don't happen to know any scary statistics, like how many people just say, I'm not getting insurance at all? Would you guess that to be a high percentage?
I would,
yeah,
in all honesty, because the
younger people who just say, I don't have the money.
Right, or people who go, that's not worth it.
Yeah.
Even though it's the state of Vermont law,
I'll buy
people
another
do that
one
with their vehicles on the road.
Oh,
so
wait
why
a minute.
wouldn't they?
Go back one step. You just said it is the law?
Oh, yeah.
for a snowmobile.
Oh, yeah.
You must have insurance.
Absolutely. If you're riding off
I
of your
didn't know that.
property, you must have insurance.
Okay, so if you get off your property and a cop says, okay, hey, you hit something, you have to have insurance on a snowmobile. I did not know that.
And remember that liability from your homeowner policy will not cover a snowmobile unless you specifically add it to your homeowner policy, which is not necessarily, it's kind of cost prohibitive versus writing it the way that we were just talking about. So it's not automatically covered in any way, shape, or form. So unless you specifically endorse it on your homeowner, which again, we advise against that because it's usually cost prohibitive and limited in coverage, you got to have it somewhere.
So if you want to find out more, if you have a snowmobile or any recreational vehicle, and you want to find out what you should have, at least abiding by the law, make sure you get with Mike over at Barrett Insurance Agency in downtown St. Johnsbury. Online and phone number?
Sure. We're online at thebarrettagency.com. Phone number is 748-5224. Facebook page, just look for Barrett Insurance. You don't need to go www.facebook.com/Barrett Insurance. That doesn't necessarily need to happen. Or you can check out our YouTube channel, Barrett Insurance Agency.
Chatty Cathy.
I've had some good coffee this morning, Sean. What
Obviously so. I'm going to say goodbye and Happy New Year. I look forward to talking to you next year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
69 to go during the countdown to 3,000 at Twin State Ford. Folks, we're down to the wire to reach our goal, and this means a great deal for you at Twin State.